Welcome to lecture number 4. I'm going to do 2 pieces this time. This actually, first piece corresponds to our upright fins here. And while we're over here, we're also going to do our elevators. Make those today as well. A rather quick project indeed. This is my cousin, one of my chief flunkies. He's actually working on it's a prototype of a bird that has no chance to fly, but he believes it will. That's why he's my flunky. Let me draw back on him here. Oh, I think about lost the battery out of this thing. There we go. We'll give you another shot of that when he's done here shortly. A couple lectures down the line, we'll see it fly. So, yeah. It's a slip rig right here. Yeah. Okay, so to start out with this upright, you can one way you can do it, and they don't have to necessarily be you can, any of these pieces you can kind of make any old way. But the way one way that seems to work okay is start with your vertical line, your center line, 6 inches tall. You just draw that in, and at the top of that line draw a 3-inch line. And at the bottom, I made mine 7 inches at the bottom. Then you can just connect the ends like so. You can cut that baby out. It gives you a piece about like that. And we'll need to make 2 of those. Actually, what you can do, once we get all these pieces cut out, you can just make one of these, and then you can use this for a template to make others. That way you don't have to measure everything out real quick. You can just measure one, cut it out, and then use it as a template for future planes if you want to. So that'll work good. Our next piece, our elevators, there's a few more lines on it. Basically, how I did with this one, I started off, here's what it is right initially. Started off with a line that's 9 3/4 long, 9 3/4 going horizontal, and then measuring from the right hand side, I measure over and I make a mark at 1.5 inches, 3.5 inches, make a mark, 4 inches, make a mark, another mark at 9 inches, and then you'll have your marks there. And then at the very end where you have your 9-inch mark, I make a vertical line. I just made it 6 inches, but I just made it 6 inches tall. It's more of a reference line. You can just draw that in if you'd like with a square. And then also at the very end, at your end point of the 9 3/4 inch line on the bottom, draw another one vertically. Make that also 6 inches. Just a straight up kind of a reference as well. Once you get those in, then you can back up to your 4-inch mark. Going from this direction, 4-inch mark. You can draw in a line that is 5 3/8 inches tall. Draw that baby in. And then after you get that in, then we can go a couple different ways. We'll get this part here finished off. This little square here, you have your 1.5 inch mark and your 3.5 inch mark, you can just basically draw a square in there with, it's 2 inches down, 2 inches over, 2 inches up. That's going to fit into that anvil looking piece we made the other day. So you can just draw that over. At the 1.5 inch mark, draw down 2 inches, over 2 inches, and then of course you're going to have your 2 inch mark here as well at the 3.5. So we'll kind of close in on that so you can see. 1.5 inch mark, drop her down 2 inches. Go to your 3.5 inch mark, drop that down 2 inches, and then put a 2 inch crossbar connecting them both. After you get that in, I'll show that to you a little closer. After you get that in, then you can go down here at the end. It's about done with this piece. Go to your very end of the bottom line to the very end here, and at the end, measure up. Make a mark on this vertical line at 3/4 of an inch. Make another mark on this vertical end of 3 inches, and then go to the second vertical line from the end, measure up on that line, make a mark at 3 3/4 inch, make a little mark there, and then you can basically connect your dots. Go to this middle vertical line here, connect the top of that to the end of the horizontal line at the bottom, connect that, go back to the top, trace it over here to the second vertical line, and connect it to the 3 3/4 inch line there, and then continue on down to the final vertical line at the 3 inch mark, and then you can just go down here to this 3/4 inch mark and connect it back to the bottom line where it has your 9 inch mark at the bottom, and that should give you that final piece. And it'll give you something like that when you cut it out as an elevator. And a piece like that might take a little bit of time to measure it out. When you're done, if you want, you can just make one, then use that as a template for future pieces, because they're kind of easy to do. After that, you can just slap it on a foam, and you can just make your marks around the outside. And you just make your marks and then get a straight edge after you make your marks around the horn. Then you can do it in like 30 seconds. You can have it made instead of taking the 3-4 minutes to measure everything. So that concludes that little deal today. A couple more lectures, we'll have her done. We'll take you for a flight. So, you got anything to add, son?
It's all lies.
Well, we'll see about that. Yes. That's the bird of paradise. Good luck to you, and we'll catch you next time.